The GOAT got ring number 7. In today's video, we are going to look at how Tom Brady made it happen. It was a super efficient, super productive day for Tom Brady. He had 21 completions, and in today's video, I pulled 6 plays from the Super Bowl that stuck out to me. I'm gonna get up on the whiteboard, break them down, show you how those plays happen. What's up, everybody? What's going on? My name is Max Brown, current football analyst, former quarterback at USC and Pittsburgh. Thanks for checking out this video. Before I get going, if you like this video, consider hitting the like button down below and the subscribe button as well to not miss any videos moving forward, doing more quarterback and football breakdown videos like this one. So hit those buttons down below to not miss out on anything. But without further ado, I got 6 plays. Tom Brady, the GOAT at work. Let's check it out.
Makes the game very easy for the offense.
From the 45, 6 DBs on the field for the Chiefs. Brady goes sideline, and he has his man. That's Antonio Brown.
All right, first play right there. Tom Brady makes it look like easy money, and in many respects, it's because it kind of is easy money. Tampa Bay in a 2-by-2 formation. Mike Evans, Gronk, Godwin, and then AB out here. As we just saw in that play, AB's ultimately the guy that gets this throw, but there's some nuances to it. HB. I'll be doing HB a bunch in this breakdown. That's Honey Badger. That's where Tyrann Mathieu is. The Chiefs move him around a bunch. But as we can see in this picture, the Chiefs are rolling to one high. They're bringing this strong safety, and I label him strong safety because he's on the tight end side. They're bringing him back to the middle of the field. Honey Badger, he's hanging around the box. He's hanging up tight a little bit. And that matters for twofold. One, it shows that the Chiefs know, man, the Bucs might get after me in the run game. I gotta add another hat to the box. And it kind of sounds goofy because you have the greatest quarterback ever, but the Chiefs' game plan was, all right, let's force Tom Brady to beat us with his arm. Let's not get absolutely punished by the run game because we're a little concerned about our defense, whatever. But the second they go one high, and Tom knows they go one high, Godwin is out of this play. Godwin becomes the answer if it's too high. If they went one safety here and another safety here, that's where Godwin can attack the middle of the field. By having a safety in the middle of the field already, he's in trouble, and his job is to clear things out for an outside lane throw to be open. But putting my QB helmet on, what I like about this play is it's in the first quarter. Mike Evans, premier receiver. You don't need to worry about Mike Evans. He's a dude. AB, also a premier receiver, but he's the type of personality that you want to have him get involved early on in the game. And so in this one high look, Tom has his pick. He can either go to the left or the right. He knows he has a one-on-one matchup with the safety rolling here, man corner on the outside, man corner on the outside. He can pick his side. He chooses to go to AB's side on a very easy read, and I like it because this 20-yard completion gives AB some mojo and engages 81 in the game for the next 3 quarters. And as we saw, he gets a touchdown, he has some mojo, he's doing the call God thing. There's a method to the madness with everything Tom Brady does, and by him choosing in the first quarter to say, I'm not going to go to the left. I'm going to trust AB and trust this side where I know Godwin ran off the safety and cleared things open. To say, all right, AB, win your one-on-one matchup. That's what he does. Ball fake right there. Tom delivers a strike. Big chunk play for the Bucs early on. Wait, last little thing I want to note on that play. In some schemes, if they had gone too high, which I referenced earlier, say Honey Badger was back here in the safety and this safety was staying put and it's a too high look, that's where you might hear the kill, 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 or whatever Tom's dialogue is right there, and then they'll get in a run game scheme because they have an advantageous box. Honey Badger comes up, he's in the box, now it's an advantageous passing scheme. Brady makes him pay.
I don't know, usually it's the guy you're talking about.
One of those weird announcer jinxes. Here's Brady's pass. It's Gronkowski. Back again.
The tight end slide route out of the backfield. Gronk's first touchdown of the game. How did it happen? Bucs are going to line up in shotgun. Gronk's off the ball. 2 receivers out this way. Mike Evans into the boundary. There's a reason I have 4 red circles on the board because there's an important nuance to what each one of these guys does. As we know, the ultimate touchdown is just a slide route this way from Gronk. It makes it look super easy. I'll start with the Mike. The Mike is man on Gronk. Gronk is his responsibility. But as Gronk slides back, a lot of linebackers see that and say, oh, he's just kicking out the backside defensive end. I still got to get involved in the run game. And that's exactly what happens. Mike goes with Gronk, does a good job, but he stops and stutters his feet right in the middle. And that stutter of the feet allows an athletic Gronk to out-leverage the defender, and this might get his eyes in the backfield, which is a term we always hear in football. Keep your eyes out of the backfield. Stay disciplined with your read. He doesn't necessarily do that. Tries to get involved in the run game, and as a result, gets beat in the pass game. On the same token right here, the free safety, because of his depth and how far he is away from the ball, he has a hard time reading and reacting and really getting downhill to even make a play on this football. And so I don't think this is a poor job by the free safety, but just based off the action, his alignment, it's too hard for him to get involved and really do anything against a slide route against Gronk. I think an elite safety, you might be hard on him and say, man, you got to read and react to that. You got to get involved, see if you can make a play, see if you can make a tight tackle right there. But that doesn't happen. The third part right there is Mike Evans is doing the good old receiver basketball pick, or that's what he's at least looking to try to do. He knows that this play is ideal against man coverage. And let's say this Mike did not stutter his feet right there and he came hard across the ball. Mike Evans would do the little receiver pick, try to block this Mike, or at least get in his way to open up this area for Gronk. Evans, a savvy player he is, realizes I don't even want to jeopardize it, and he doesn't even touch a defender. He just is kind of like, you know what? I already know we got this in the bag. Don't even matter. Gronk's going to get in for 6. So that's first, second, and third factor to this play. The fourth factor, little nuance, big deal. Tom Brady goes down with his eyes to that play fake. Most quarterbacks, right? You get the ball and you play fake with your eyes up, right? To see the field. Brady knows he has the look he wants right from the snap. And so he goes down with his eyes to really sell that play fake. To really say, all right, linebackers and safeties, I'm handing this ball off, because he knows I don't need to read anything out in the field. I only have one option right there. If that's not there, I'm just throwing it at his feet. And so his eyes going down to the run, that's a big sell on this Mike and this free safety. And so it's a little thing. But Brady going down with his eyes, committing to that run fake, that has an impact on that defense and lending its hand to getting Gronk open for 6.
Drive. Now it's tough to stop again.
Brady play action. Looking. Third option. End zone. Caught! Gronkowski again.
The second touchdown to Gronk on that one. How'd it happen? The Bucs are going to start in a bunch formation. They're going to motion Brady over, and now it's a 2-by-2 formation. They have Godwin and Evans in the game as well. Brady's under center. This play is going to start with the play fake to the right-hand side. Once again, HB in the middle of the field is Honey Badger. The Bucs are really going to have a concept that's kind of your 2-high side and your 1-high side. This is obviously a 1-high picture, with Tyrann Mathieu being the only guy in the middle of the field. As you say that, you might be saying, well then Max, how did they just throw a touchdown on the 2-high side? How the heck did that work out? As we saw, they couldn't get pressure on Brady, and it was a quasi-broken play that led to that touchdown. But let's unpack it. This is going to be like a scissors concept on this side. One little nuance to note right there is Godwin is slow to go off the ball. He shuffles his feet for a little bit, and the reason he does that is he wants Gronk to get out ahead of him a few yards. He wants Gronk to get going to then clear some of this out, for then Godwin to come right under his butt and take this middle of the field. The reason this is a 2-high play, or specifically this play is meant for cover 4. Because if you have cover 4 and you have a safety right there sitting at 10 to 12 yards, and he has to make a life decision of which guy to go with. Do I go with Gronk on the corner, or do I hang put and have to communicate with my corner to pass that off? That can be really hard to do. So that's why scissors concept made for cover 4. The Chiefs, at first, they win this cat and mouse game, right? They don't give Tom Brady the ideal cover 4 look. They're sitting in 1 high, and that's why right after the play fake, Brady's eyes go to the left-hand side. He's looking left. He's trying to have Mike Evans win this one-on-one matchup right there and sit in this hole. The Chiefs are in man coverage, so this corner's right in Evans' hip. This Will linebacker's right in Brady's hip. The left-hand side is not open. The Mike covers the check down well, and then Brady's forced to come all the way back to his 2-high side, the side he shouldn't really be on, to see if he can find something to happen. And that right there is the cat and mouse game. By the Chiefs going man coverage on this, it makes it awfully hard to run with elite playmakers on the offensive side of the ball ball for that long. If you're going to go man, you got to count on your front four to get pressure on Brady. The front four doesn't get pressure on Brady. Therefore, Gronk's able to run his corner. Let me switch pen color. He's able to run his corner and then drift back in and find a touchdown catch right there on a quasi-broken play. That's the trade-off right there. The Chiefs, great coverage. They had a man on a man. They had a hat on a hat. But it was 4 rushing against 5. They didn't get pressure on Brady. Brady sits there, navigates the pocket, and finds his boy Gronk for a touchdown.
6 or 7 yards, right? I mean, it's just too tight for you to say that's uncatchable.
With 18 seconds, Brady goes in the middle of the field to Fournette, who powers down to the 9.
16 seconds left in the first half. A big chunk yardage play right there on a check down. And it happened because the Chiefs are trying to disguise a coverage. Brady's not having any of that. Defense gets soft and he just hits a check down and picks up a big yardage. But to break it down more specifically, 2x2 formation, they're going to motion Gronk inside of AB and they're going to do like a little rub vertical concept. And it's going to be a very similar action on this side between Godwin and Mike Evans here. The Chiefs start in this picture and end up in a Tampa 2 coverage, but it's unique how they get that. They're going to drop this linebacker. I'll do some red arrows to make it less confusing. They're going to drop this linebacker all the way deep. He is sprinting and he has responsibility for this deep half over here. They're going to move the Honey Badger inside, and he is like the quasi Tampa 2 player in that he's deeper, but his responsibility is this middle portion right here. Free safety, he's screaming over here for cover 2 as well, and the corners are dropping into the flats, linebacker into hook curl. But I think it's poor situational awareness right here by this linebacker, in that there's only 16 seconds left in the game. I wish he would have been more tight to the line of scrimmage, because the second Tom Brady walks up there, and then he sees this linebacker on a dead sprint to get back here, and this safety dropping into too high, that immediately clicks a trigger on in his brain of check down, check down. Soft too high, let me get the ball down. That's obviously exactly what happens, but this linebacker only makes it easier on Brady because he is screaming out here. He is screaming to drop. He gets depth. I mean, this is like 8-9 yards away from the line of scrimmage, and there is literally no one right here guarding Leonard Fournette. And so it's a great reminder. If you get Tampa 2 coverage, I don't care if the defense disguises it or whatever, you get Tampa 2 as a quarterback. Always look for your back. Credit Fournette for getting out in a hurry. You could tell they game planned that the week before of saying, backs, you got to get out and you got to get your eyes around, because this soft coverage and really a poor disguise right here is going to open up the check down. Brady makes him pay.
Here, and then you run on the next one if you don't get it.
There's the fake, there's the pass, and there's the catch for the touchdown, Antonio Brown.
Unbelievable route by Antonio Brown, and what a job. Brady throws this ball.
I love this call by Byron Leftwich. This is actually a very unique deep red zone pass concept. It looks simple, but you actually don't see it that often. You especially don't see AB's route that often. Credit him, but even the action with Gronk, it's a great design by Leftwich, great execution as well. I only drew out 3 defenders because they're the only 3 defenders that really matter in this play. This action starts with a play fake from Tom Brady, and his first read is going to be this one-on-one matchup with AB. And oftentimes when you pick one-on-one matchups in the red zone, it's kind of all or nothing. It's either that one-on-one matchup is like the answer, or you kind of got to throw it away kind of thing. It can be hard in single receiver matchups to take your eyes there in the red zone and then come back to something else because you're just going to be late if you do so. That's not necessarily the case here, and I'll show you why. AB's route, he's going to fake a fade route. I guess that's not a good drawing. His body language is going to act as if he's going to the fade. He's going to point his hips there and act like he's going on the fade, but then curl right underneath. And ultimately, that's obviously where the touchdown happens. But the reason I like this play is this run fake to the left-hand side. This sucks up both the mic and the will to defend against that run. That's really hard to do. And then what is Gronk doing? He's just navigating right around here, followed by Brady as well of kind of a high-low action. And that's really tough on these linebackers, right? You got to respond to run, and then they're screaming back to try to get hands on Gronk. If AB wasn't open here, Gronk is wide open and would have got another touchdown. But back to my earlier point, the reason I love this concept is because we see fades all the time here. This route is a great counter off the fade route. When Brady's eyes go here, if this was not open, Gronk is going to fall into his vision right here. And so you're not forced to scan around as a quarterback. Brady's just going to do the ball fake, take his eyes to AB, and Gronk meshes and molds into his vision. I don't see this a lot in the football world, but if I'm an OC, I'm taking a page out of Byron Leftwich's playbook, installing this, especially if you have a big-time tight end. It's a great concept to get two big-time playmakers involved in a red zone scheme.
It's Gronkowski running through that second.
All right, this play right here is fun to kind of dissect because when I watch the play live, you see Honey Badger putting his arms up like, what the heck, someone screwed me, that kind of thing. And when I watched the play live, I was thinking, oh, a safety misrotated. This free safety should have came back if Honey Badger was coming down. That must have been what the problem was. But I don't think that was the case. And even now, as I break down this play, I'm not sure exactly who was wrong based on the Chiefs' rules, but I'll still dive in to kind of let you know where my head's at with this play. This run action by the Bucs and Gronk's action off of it is an absolute nightmare for this Chiefs defense and an absolute nightmare against cover 4. Why cover 4 specifically? Because this safety has run responsibility. He's trying to get involved. He's trying to get his hat in a gap and make something happen. It's also tough on this Will, right? Because he wants to try to get hands on Gronk, but he's also got to be gap sound with the run coming his way. Little nuance I love about this play. Oftentimes when you see this type of action at the college level, the tight end outside releases. He comes out this way. Gronk inside releases. He looks like he's trying to combination block to a linebacker, and as a result of that, by him going inside, subconsciously, Tyrann Mathieu and this Will linebacker, they kind of pass things off. They're like, oh, someone else will get to him. Versus if he outside releases, it's very clear and clean of whose responsibility that is. By Gronk going inside, Will linebacker getting hands on, Tyrann Mathieu's like, all right, I don't need to worry about him. No worries. He's got his covered. It's all good. And that's exactly what happens. Tyrann Mathieu works outside. Gronk's coming inside. The Will linebacker's like, oh, I still got to get my run responsibility. And then therefore no one goes with Gronk down the middle of the field. This type of play reminds me of something that Byron Leftwich and Tom Brady are seeing on film. Seeing Tyrann Mathieu or this linebacker maybe not staying as disciplined as they should in certain looks. So I would bet they scheme this exact release and this exact action to counter this look and make the Chiefs pay for this look that they do. But like I said, I still don't know exactly who's at fault. I'm not sure if their rules or hey, if the Will engages, he's got to stick on Gronk. The one thing I will note is this end, he has this gap right here. And so if Tyrann Mathieu is looking to fill right there, you don't need two hats in the same gap. I wonder if Tyrann Mathieu was supposed to go more on this side rather than the outside, but the reality is I'm not totally sure. It's just a great design by the Bucs to take advantage of a cover 4 look and the Chiefs being out of sorts a little bit. 43 years old and still getting it done. Fun to look at those Tom Brady plays and dive deep into really how he's doing this. The reality is he wasn't lights out necessarily throughout the entire playoff run, but he was pretty lights out in the Super Bowl. And oftentimes in the football quarterback world, you hear the term, hey, touchdown, check down. It certainly felt like that was his MO in that past game of, I'm gonna try to get the deep shot, but if not, I know my check downs are there. And if you get the ball out on time, they can be very productive plays. But thanks for checking out this video. Once again, my name is Max Brown. Appreciate you guys watching. If you enjoyed it, consider hitting the like button down below. Smash that subscribe button as well. And I'll see you guys next time for another video. Thanks, guys.